In this video, we're going to speak to the importance of having a mentor, having someone guide you from where you are to where you want to be in your life, your career. I could tell you from my experience as an athlete, as a business person, as a speaker, that if I didn't have people guiding me, mentors, circles of influence, masterminds, I can't confidently sit here with you and share these principles that I've been sharing along this masterclass. We are built upon the people around us, the people that guide us. And if you want to get somewhere quicker, with more clarity, then you have to enrich your circle of influence. One of the quickest ways to do this is to have a coach, have a mentor, have a mastermind that you meet up with, a collective group of individuals that think like you, that are very driven like you. This is extremely important because at home, we don't want to put that burden on our spouse, on our husband, our wife, our significant other. We don't want it. When we go home, we want that to be home, and that's our home fire. That's a place that we are with our family. So you want to take your ideas, your business ideas on whether it's on leadership, on management, on sales, on marketing, and you want to use that as a community of people that you meet up with all the time. The further up the chain you are at the executive level, you may want to look at executive groups where you're around other people from different companies, all sharing similar scenarios of what they're working on. As an athlete, there was a moment that I'll share with you that really allowed me to take myself out of my comfort zone. In grade 10, I remember walking into this gymnasium and there was a coach that I never met before. His name was Doug. And Doug, he took it upon himself. He saw a little kid walking in to this practice. He was visibly different. I was First Nations. Everyone in that gym was non-Indigenous. So I walk in and then I throughout that practice, I was telling myself, I'm probably not going to make this team. I was being very negative to myself. But Doug pulled me aside at the end and he said, Kendall, I see potential in you. I want to work with you. You might not get a lot of playing time this year, but I want you to stay on my team. I see potential in you. And from that moment, someone saw something in me. A stranger, a leader, a coach. And he said something through words that really impacted my belief in myself. He said, I see potential in you. No one had ever said that to me before. So here was a man, a stranger, who said, I see potential in you. And I believed him. The next 3 years, I committed myself to that person's team. He took me from my kid growing up on the reserve, living in poverty, just barely making it to practice after school and back home to the reserve, the shy kid, to becoming the team captain at the end of the grade 12, becoming the athlete of the year in that high school. You see, that's the power of having a coach, someone guide you. Even in the breaks during lunch, if I was doing something that I wasn't supposed to be doing, all I would have to see was his presence and I would smarten up. He would just have to cross his arms a little bit and I would smarten up. That was the respect I had for him because he believed in me. Now imagine where you come from as a leader. You're working with people and you say these words that come from here to people. You say, I really see potential in you in this area. I see more for you. These words, they may never have heard before from other people, just like myself. This is the power of using words in a positive way as a coach, as a mentor. Growing up, one of the things I was told, my kuka, my grandmother would often say, watch how you talk to people. Watch how you talk to people. Always try to get along. Try to help each other, she would always say. Try not to get into arguments. And she would scare me oftentimes. She would say, because you don't know if that's the last time you're going to see that person. Always try to get along. And so it really stuck with me when she would tell me that as a kid. So as leaders, when we're working with people, we have to take that opportunity to use our words to uplift. Yes, there's going to be times when you're going to have to give constructive criticism, but you always want to do it in a positive way. I was always told from other speakers that when you're using the word but and, it's very important. So I'll give you an example. You may say to someone, hey Jeff, you did a really good job today, but I really hope that you can work on this next time. Now, if we say, hey, Jeff, you did a really good job today, and maybe next time we can also add this to this presentation. Two different scenarios. People only remember everything after but. But when you switch that with and, they absorb the beginning and the end. So how we use our language is super important. You want to use it in an uplifting way, a positive way. Remove the but, include more and. Now let's fast forward into the future. As a university student, one of the things I really struggled with was just finishing a degree in the first place. But when Nichigear came around and I had to start this business, I remember going from that one-bedroom apartment to an office to our own stores. And at that time, I was like, man, how do I grow this company bigger than myself? How can I build a brand, a big business across this country? And I remember thinking, well, who else had grown companies? And I remember I was thinking, man, I was watching the show Dragon's Den, Shark Tank, and there's a guy on Shark Tank called Damon. I was like, I want to go see Damon. How can I go see this guy? And I remember I found this site that was able to book a meeting with him. I had to pay how many thousands of dollars for his consultation fee. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to fly to New York. And I did. 2014, almost 10 years ago. I fly down there to the Empire State Building. And I'm sitting right across from him in a meeting, and I'm talking about my retail brand and what I'm trying to do. I have this story behind it. It's a purpose-driven company, and I want to do this, and that with it. And I was getting advice from someone who was the best of the best on this planet. There's going to come a time when you may get an opportunity to invest in yourself, to invest in your higher learning. If I didn't take those opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, these things like growing Nichigear, it would have been limited because I wouldn't have had the insights from someone who had gone through something similar before. I'll give you another example. In Saskatchewan, I had a mentor. Thankfully, this person came into my life. His name was Paul Martin. He used to be on the radio all the time. And Paul said one day, Kendall, why don't you come to my meetings? I have this mastermind group. It's called Tech Canada. We have these executives from different companies in Saskatchewan. We come to meetings once a month and we discuss issues. Internally, we support each other and we're like a sounding board to each other because they can't discuss those problems, those challenges with their team members. They have to go outside and do it somewhere else. And I thought, you know what? I can't even invest into this. I don't have the financial means, but I'll show up because Paul saw something in me. So I show up to these meetings and I would be around these executives and be like, my mind was getting expanded. I was starting to see the world from a different lens. Being around people who had achieved so much made me want to work harder. So as time progressed and as I was able to get into the speaking field, I thought, man, I really need to start elevating my learning. So I started to hire a coach, and then I got into masterminds. And I hired not one, but two, but three different coaches, and I really invested in myself in this career. I learned how to write a book. I learned how to, build the websites, do the speaking promos and all those different areas to market myself effectively. And so much happened in those 2.5 years of really putting my foot down into this area. And it got me onto different stages from 1,000, 2,000, 20,000 people where I was sharing my message. I was doing the best what I can with what I had to help change the world. Ladies and gentlemen, every person needs a coach. Every person needs to be around a circle of influence of driven people that will help you to get you from where you are to where you want to be. And to protect yourself at the same time from all the negativity out there. It's so easy to get influence from social media. It's so easy to compare ourselves to other people. It's so easy to wish we had something that other people have. Stay in your own lane. Focus on where you want to go. Have the guidance of people that are mentoring you, that are guiding you along that journey. When you do these things, you will be able to get there much quicker than maybe your peers who think that they know it all. I could tell you from experience, people who think they know it all are very limited. They cannot open up about their insecurities, their vulnerabilities. They're too scared to share about their own story. But not you. You have the opportunity to take you from where you are to where you want to be. Hire a coach, work with mentors, work with masterminds, and watch your learning journey thrive to the next part in your life that it deserves to be. Become the leader that you were born to be.